Hello and welcome to a game of Dota 2 for the Rapture Gaming League. We are in the group stages. A group stage between, at the moment, 9 teams since Zenith dropped last week. But these 9 teams will face each other twice, each of them. And it's only one game per series, so to speak. So right now, first Departure and Awake will face each other once. And then later on in the season, we'll have the second game. So Awake, right now, well, looking okay-ish, I'd say. I'm gonna link you actually the things. I'm gonna link you to things. There we go. Link you to things 2 minutes ago. And with things, I actually mean just everything, basically. The official streams, the teams, the schedule, the standings, the brackets, the roster, everything. So right now, Awake, they have got a 50-50 ratio. They've won 3, lost 3. So, you know, it's not too bad, but, you know, it can always be better. First Departure is doing exactly the same, also 3-3. So we're going to see which one of these two teams will get ahead compared to the other. We have got ourselves a ban out for IO and Batrider, two very solid bans, very standard bans as well. And it was the Visage that got banned out by Awake afterwards. And then First Departure going into a bit of bonus time to ban out the Life Stealer in the end. So removing that one from the pool. Still have a lot of solid heroes in the pool that we often see picked up very early on. Darkseer is one of them. There's an OD, there's a Weaver, there's an Alchemist, there is, you know, I can name them all, but at the moment there's just so many high prio picks that there's actually only 2 real high prio picks, which would be the IO and the Batrider. And the rest comes as a close second. Anyways, we're gonna see a Darkseer. Now I like the Darkseer as a first pickup, not because he is considered one of the stronger offlaners, which he is, but also because it just doesn't tell you anything whatsoever. Of course, I like and dislike that as a caster point of view, because of course I'd like to tell you what's going on, but with a Darkseer pickup, you can do anything. You can set him off lane, you can send him safe lane, you can send him jungle, mid lane. We've all seen it before, it has happened before, and it just makes sure that right now Awake can go any direction with their draft, and First Departure can't like counter any kind of strategy that they are expecting from Awake with that first pickup. So they are the ones to basically cast the first stone so that Awake can counter them in return. Of course, First Departure is going to try and make sure that also their draft is fairly open. With the Dragon Knight and the Chen, it's actually not that open though. They kind of show a bit of their cards. Of course, Chen is going to be in the jungle. Granted, Dragon Knight probably mid, but the thing that we can take away from these two heroes is that they have a lot of potential to push. Dragon Knight, as soon as he turns level 6, that Dragon form, really not to be messed with. That poison on the towers, it's gonna drop towers very early on. And Chen, of course, also with this creep army, can also push towers fairly early on. So at this point, Awake knows kind of what they should be countering. Of course, Darkseer already counters a bit of a pushing lineup with Iron Shells, though you can say probably that Dragon Knight and Chen are ready earlier to push than Darkseer is ready to counter push. They pick up a Jakiro. Solid support goes together with a lot of other supports and also with a lot of carries. And with that also has counter push. Surprise, you've got Ice Path, Dual Breath. It's very strong, and I like Jakiro. Of course, the Jakiro Darkseer combination very strong as well. So they have got the Ice Path, Vacuum, Macropyre, Vacuum, everything Vacuum basically, and it's a very strong combination that we see more often as well. We have got the Anti-Mage banned out as well as the Naga Siren. So hard carry removed from Awake, knowing that First Departure probably wants to have still a carry, considering Dragon Knight is going to be in mid. And you know what the thing is, if you have like two carry, sort of two pushing heroes, it is a lot easier to go for a 4+1 kind of build than, or kind of strategy than otherwise, because you can just put down 1 to farming and your other four heroes will be able to pressure your opponent team purely by synergy of the heroes, like a Dragon Knight and a Chen have. We have a Shadow Demon banned out as well. Just a solid support. I mean, there's still a solo support needed, as in you're gonna have a dual lane with Chen in the jungle and then a dual lane with a carry and a support. And there's only a couple heroes that are very good at doing that solo support. A Shadow Demon is one of those, like a very safe this is a very safe support. You can disrupt the target that's getting attacked. And on the other side, you've got, for example, a Rubik that does the same thing. So perhaps we're gonna see a Rubik picked up by First Departure. As First Departure banned out the Alchemist, so another hard carry removed from the pool. Let's see if they continue with their pushing lineup. I mean, they still need an offlaner. Nature's Prophet is a possibility for that one. It's not really ideal, considering they already have a Chen, and normally Nature's Prophets, if an offlane doesn't work out for them, they'll go into the jungle. But it's still definitely a possibility, especially strong with their pushing lineup, if they want to continue doing that. So time will tell. They're actually taking down a lot of their bonus time already, and there's the Nature's Prophet. And this is scary for Awake. Well, I say scary, but I mean, they already got 2 okay counter pushers, but do they have enough? And what do they have as backup plan? I mean, yes, you can counter push, but what are you counter pushing for? What are you waiting for? Ah, there you go. There's your solid counter pusher right there. Now that's gonna be a pain in the ass for First Departure. And it's a very logical pickup as well. I mean, if you look at First Departure's lineup, you see push written all over it. The question remains what they want to have with it. If you want to have more pushing power, I mean, if you are gonna go like really hard in the paint, it's Shadow Shaman, right? Have got your support with a couple of disables and those wards.
5 seconds.
It's nice. Venomancer, not too bad either, actually. And depending how early you want to be aggressive, Crystal Maiden is actually not that bad. But we'll see if they go for the solid pick like the Rubik that I mentioned, or for support that fits into that pushing lineup. Now they go for Rubik, the solid one. Like I said, I mean, you can compare him to the Shadow Demon in terms of being able to save your carry should something happen. They will be able to just pick up the target and drop it back into the enemy lineup, and then your carry will be safe, should be safe. And what better way to annoy a Keeper of the Light is than to steal his Illuminate and just spam it right back at him. That is, of course, an immense pushing ability for First Departure, if they manage to get it. The only downside is that Keeper of Light can actually keep that up, like spamming Illuminate, because he has his Chakra Magic. Rubik doesn't have that, so there's a bit of a trap hole, if you will. Let's see what Awake will reply with. I mean, time for supports is over. They need a mid, they need a carry. And they need a strong mid as well. Someone that can destroy Dragonite, or at least hold him down long enough. Because there's not that many heroes that can actually win from Dragonite. And they need something that in the mid game can punish First Departure for pushing. So either someone that would be really good in split pushing, or someone that can just dominate the mid game. And I'm thinking Queen of Pain, TA, Puck. Those 3. Actually, Puck maybe not that much. But something that can do all. Queen of Pain wouldn't be a bad choice there. But you have to be careful then again, because you have to also take into account which spells Rubik would be able to steal. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Awake. So they go for the PL Phantom, for PL Keeper of Light combination. Phantom Lancer is here. Now I like and dislike Phantom Lancer. I dislike him because of the type of game he might bring.
10 seconds remaining.
But in this situation, it's actually pretty nice, because that Phantom Lancer is going to be a ticking time bomb. My First Departure has got a race against the clock to go up against. They ban out the Magnus for their mid hero. Of course, one thing to do normally when you are up against the pushing lineup, you're gonna know that they're gonna be coming at you with 4 or 5 heroes, and if you didn't, then just force them to team fight, and you're gonna be able to win that, maybe because of your Ravage or RP, whatever. Then that would be a good strategy. But we'll see. Actually, we've seen some Tidehunters mid lately, so wouldn't be surprised to see a Tidehunter still. But yeah, Phantom Lancer is here. Split pushing. He needs some time to build up, obviously. And it's the job of the Keeper of the Light to keep that on. I mean, Keeper of the Light with his Illuminate. At some point he'll be able to leave the Phantom Lancer alone on the lane, and then Keeper of the Light will be there to counter push Darkseer Jakiro. It's all 4+1 kind of now. And that last pickup, that last mid-hero for Awake is going to be very important because, yes, Keeper of the Light, Jakiro, Darkseer can counter push, but how much can they actually create, like, can they actually create space for Phantom Lancer? Can they actually get kills in return? Because, yeah, counter pushing is nice, but at some point your tower will still drop, gets chipped away slowly. And you need someone that can really punish First Departure for sticking around for too long. A solid mid laner. The Weaver is the last pickup for First Departure after having banned out the Gyrocopter against them.
10 seconds.
A Weaver will be a solid hero to take the farm, and also later on will be nice with split pushing. Very evasive hero. Easy to pick up the Keeper of the Light at the back end. Jakiro as well, and that's of course a very important thing. I mean, it seems like a little thing, but the thing about Keeper of Light and Jakiro is that they stand back and spam out their spells, Ice Path and Illuminate. Awesome. You have two very strong counter pushers, but what a Weaver can do is he can basically just Shikushi to the back of the fight or come in at the back of the fight, and Keeper of the Light and Jakiro will die very fast, and Weaver is such an evasive hero that he should be able to stay alive through all that.
10 seconds remaining.
Unless, of course, Awake is going to be prepared.
5 seconds remaining.
And there's the Queen of Pain, as expected. She is really one to be able to punish First Departure for their troubles. One of the things that we have to worry about, though, or that Queen of Pain has to worry about, let's put it that way, is that the Weaver, I mean, depending on how long he is able to farm and how much gold he gets from those early towers, if they go down. If First Departure gets their way, there will be early towers and Weaver gets ahead compared to the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain has got a couple of nukes, obviously. Scream, Sonic Wave, awesome. If Weaver doesn't die with just those nukes, he can time-lapse and all your nuke power is gone. And what can Queen of Pain do then? Nothing. So it will be that will be a very tricky thing for Queen of Pain to stay ahead and for the counter pushers to actually be able to counter push long enough. But we'll see how they do. As we wait for everybody to pick up their hero, because the draft is done and we are gonna jump ourselves right into this game. As I am checking if my overlay is indeed switched, which it is. Awesome. So, once again, you are watching the Rapture Gaming League. First Departure versus Awake. Both teams have a 3-3 standing right now. We have got 3 wins, 3 losses. And we're going to see which one of these teams gets ahead in the group stages. The group stage lasts for quite some time longer, though. At the end of the group stage, the bottom 4 will be dropped and the top 6 will move on to the brackets, with the number 2 and a 1 going to the semifinals straight away, and the rest getting seeded into the quarterfinals, something like that, to fight over semifinals places. So let's see who's playing what. We're waiting still for First Departure to put heroes on their players, vice versa, of course. But Awake already is complete here, so let's see who plays what for Awake. We have got Boombell playing the Queen of Pain. Let's hope he does his name justice, or at least booms a couple of times, explodes, that is. We have F playing the Jakiro. This is a Dutch name, a Dutch football player, sorry, should say that. I hope that is his name. A Dutch name would be Bergkamp, but otherwise I would say Bergkamp. It's probably better for people that understand that. But Bergkamp will be playing the Darkseer. Toy will be playing the Phantom Lancer, and it will be YO2 playing the Keeper of the Light. So let's see everybody on the side of First Departure as they are slowly coming into the game. We see, oh, it can't zoom anymore, but this is a very interesting pose from the chat. Chen will be played by Scripted. QQQ will play the Weaver. Lobby will take on the Rubik. And we still have to wait and see what Pelosian and Hannah will play. But time will tell. Time will tell indeed. And don't think that something was said. No, just a second. Okay. Just need to wait until they're done. I'm already a fan of the Darkseer. Dutch people's things. There's the go. So we have got ourselves the go. Dragonite played by Pelosian. And then, of course, last but not least, it is the Nature's Prophet played by Hannah. The lanes should be fairly straightforward. We've got, of course, a mid Dragonite going for a fast bottle already. Got even pulled the Tango, so even faster than you normally would expect. Nicely done. We've got a safe dual lane with semi-tri-lane, I guess you can call it, with the Chen in the jungle and Lobby and protecting the Weaver there on QQQ. And then on the top lane, on the suicide lane, it will be the Nature's Prophet. Going for a fast Midas. Also got pulled some clarities by Lobby. He will be able to stay alive. He should be able to stay alive, let's put it that way. And I'm not sure if he can actually get that much experience, but otherwise he'll have to share the jungle with the Chen. That's actually quite doable, because Chen in theory needs 3 creep camps, and as long as they keep these 3 all safe, then they should be fine. And Nature's Prophet can take care of the other 2. Of course, he could play it risky and just try to go farm in the enemy's jungle, which is definitely a possibility. As for Awake, their lane's also quite straightforward. We have Queen of Pain mid, no surprise there. Should be able to win up against a Dragonite. I say that, and I know that Dragonite is one of those heroes that technically does not lose mid lanes, and he won't. But his last hits won't really be something to write home about. He will, however, still get the levels, and he should be still fine in terms of staying alive, which is, of course, the thing that you want to have as a Dragonite. And, I mean, last hits, he will do it mostly with his breath fire. But Queen of Pain will try to do what he can to maybe annoy the Dragonite to just get his bottle crowing, like, get him bottle crowing even more, and having to wait for a bottle before last hitting, if you know what I mean. But we'll see how that goes. Darkseer, of course, will be playing on the off lane, no surprise there. I think actually he can stick around here. I mean, both the Weaver and the Rubik, I mean, they can harass him a little bit, but Darkseer should be able to stay alive. It should maybe be able to maybe harass the Weaver quite a lot, because Weaver, I mean, he's just got the normal regen for him, but Iron Shell's actually quite hurt. And Weaver is one of the squishier heroes, and his range is not really that big, so Iron Shells will definitely hurt him. So we're gonna see how he'll deal with that one, and how Rubik will try to help with dealing with that one, because he only got 1 extra stack of tangos to give to Weaver later on. And of course we've got ourselves a trial lane. It will be a Jakiro, pulling and stacking in the jungle, all supporting that Phantom Lancer with Keeper of the Light, also on his way back towards the top lane. Of course placed a ward, that's why he's on his way there, but placed a ward to check out the runes on the bottom lane, help that Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain in theory should be having great rune control. And, you know, that's just the way it goes. Can't hear why. No, I can't hear why either. But yeah, Queen of Pain can blink towards runes, should be having rune control over the Dragonite, and that's something that First Departure has to be, well, not worrying about, but they have to pay attention to it. And they already have got 1 ward up the high ground to see the runes there, but the thing is, if Queen of Pain gets a good rune, gets a haste rune, and she is indeed ahead compared to the Weaver, then she can just run bottom lane, scream, and depending on how much harassment that Iron Shell has already done up against the Weaver, she might actually be able to kill him off. So runes are going to be something to look out for, going to be something to be wary of. By the way, one thing that I haven't even mentioned at all is that, of course, we have got a couple of new heroes into the Captain's Mode, but neither of these teams either banned nor picked them, unfortunately for us. I was hoping to see maybe some troll warlords, as they are kind of powerful.
The battle begins.
Illusion rune picked up by the Darkseer. Try to block camps, but that's not gonna happen if there's so many people around. Now that Chen will be having a good old time. Nature's Prophet in the meantime trying to be annoying with this Treants, actually trying to pull the lane back, and it looks like he is actually gonna be okay with that. Oh, Ice Path. This is a big thing. I mean, it looks like something small, but if these creeps reach Nature's Prophet, that's all free experience for him. And they might not have reached Nature's Prophet his tower exactly, but at least it's in experience range, and that is all that matters right now. Of course, on the other side, there's a trial lane up against a Nature's Prophet, and Nature's Prophets overall don't really have an escape mechanism, apart from TPing away, which is Nature's Prophet cannot do yet, because, you know, he picked Treants up first, call it nature. But it is an interesting pool, and it is a good pool. Hana, he gets experience, that's all you can ask for on this lane. And the thing about a Nature's Prophet is, as long as he can be a little bit annoying, or if he can at least get experience, he will be... Oh, wait a second, Boombell, look at that. Harassment aplenty. Already the bottle up there for Pelosin though, so he should be okay-ish, but we're gonna see it. But in the meantime, Nature's Prophet, what I was gonna say is that Nature's Prophet, no matter how much he gets shut down right now, how slow he'll farm, how slow he'll get experience, if he gets a hand of Midas, he'll be able to get back up again. And we see Pelosin being back on track. And of course, this is the thing that I was talking about. Harassment will come from Boombell, and the bottle from Dragonite will be Bottle Crowed. And the question will be, can Boombell harass more than that bottle can heal? And we're gonna see it. So far, Pelosin is actually checking out the 2-minute rune. Let's see if he's gonna get lucky. 2 minutes to go. There's already a tree and scouting it out, and it is a regen rune. And that is something that he's gonna be immensely happy with. And I did say earlier that Queen of Pain would be the one to get the runes, but right now, he's not getting it. He is opting to go farming over that rune. It's a regen rune, so not that big of a deal just yet, but well, at least not to try and gank things. But it is a big deal for keeping Pelosin on the lane, and for him just being happy in his positioning and happy with his farm. We've also got a bit of a rotation going on from the 2 offlaners. Nature's Prophet going into that jungle, into the hard camp here for Hana, and of course Darkseer doing the same thing, realizing that he can't really do too much on that top lane, and because he can't block any camp, there's only 2 wards at the start and the wards were already used. You kinda can't do anything really useful here with getting enough experience, and yes, he would be able to harass Weaver quite a lot. The downside would be though, oh, Dragon Tail, Breathe Fire will be there as well, but not using it just yet, just wanted to keep it for our last sitting. But what I was saying, I mean, Darkseer, he needs that experience on farm because they know at some point that first departure will be grouping up, will be 5-manning, and then it will be push, 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 push from there on out. And you need to be ready for that. You can't sacrifice too much experience and farm for the sake of just trying to harass the Weaver. That won't be a threat just until later on. So Darkseer getting some experience and farm in the jungle, and he's actually helping the Keeper of Light a little bit with that as well, who's also trying to farm in the jungle. And that's something that a Keeper of Light can do. Illuminate and Chakra Magic will allow him to just spam it out and just get in that farm and experience up there. And they can farm fairly fast with the 2 of them. Just trying to take maximum control of that jungle. But, you know, having those 2 offlaners in the jungle means one big thing, and that is that this is the only lane that people are actually meeting each other. The rest is all playing PvE, and this is the only PvP lane that there is. Queen of Pain now going for the rune. Keeper of Light keeping it safe. It is a haste rune, and that's the one that they want. This is one that he might be able to get something with. Might not be in the Weaver because he doesn't get harassed that much by the Iron Shells. But maybe it's even something that he can do on the Dragonite, depending on how much harassment Dragonite will allow to have happen. And he actually has his bottle being crowed right now, so he can't really get extra regen right now. So this could be Boombell's chance. Although the scream just missed, and that might have been his go signal, but not just yet. He is level 6 though. He has got that Sonic Wave, and he's not afraid to use it. Of course, in the meantime, we can compare the Weaver to the Phantom Lancer. Phantom Lancer doing a little bit better. I mean, I am going to stick my camera on this one because, you know, the other is just people farming, actually pushing a little bit off the tower on the top lane, already down to half HP. Phantom Lancer, 34 for 11, so doing really well. Pushing on the tower happening here as well. Keeper of Light already rotating in, as well as Burkamp. We also have actually Nature's Prophet showing himself on the bottom lane to try and pull the creep waves behind the tower to make sure that the creep wave doesn't push all too hard. But yeah, push is being attempted to be stopped, and this is first departure. QQQ sitting on 29 for 9. So actually quite behind the Phantom Lancer. Actually 10 last hits behind the Phantom Lancer. I think we can contribute that a little bit to the Darkseer, as he forced QQQ to last it under his tower a little bit. As well as, of course, the pools happened by Rubik, but kind of hurt a little bit. Pelosin with the dragon form. Look at that harassment. It's quite painful for Boombell here. And that poison just ticking down. One thing that you want to do as a Dragonite, when you reach that level 6, when you get that dragon form, is just at least, you know, hit the tower a couple of times. Get yourself some of that poison up, slowly tick it down, especially if you're having this kind of hard pushing lineup. This is something that you want to do. Just chip away a little bit of the tower. In the meantime, Keeper of Light is able to pick up a double damage rune, picking it up before anybody else could. Basically his logic, which is a good logic. The Queen of Pain therefore missed it. Darkseer also coming back from the Jungle, bit low on health, but therefore indeed rocking back. And I mean, this is a situation where anything can happen at this point. Because I think both of the teams are now ready to try and go for that first blood. As we have a disconnect, so we have to wait for a little bit. Queen of Pain luckily already was on the way to base, so that kind of helps. But both teams, I mean, we're 6 minutes into the game, 6.5 minutes. No first blood on the board just yet. But we've got level 6 on the Dragonite. He is ready for action. We've got Queen of Pain ready for a fight. We've got ourselves the pushing power perhaps ready, or at least a little bit. Nature's Prophet, I mean, it's not really ideal just yet. And he doesn't have his Hand of Midas yet, but he does already have that Nature's Skull at level 2. Really does help. Chen level 4. And has a smoke in his inventory. They are ready to try and get that first blood going. The only question is where, when, and who, obviously. Because right now, I think either team could take it. I would say Queen of Pain at the start of the game, but first departure, or coming to this level, coming to this minute without having a first blood taken against them yet, they are having a pretty good chance to go for themselves. And with all the rotations that they're able to force out, if they try again, I mean, right now we saw what happened, right? When QQQ started pushing on the bottom lane, we had the Keeper of Light and the Darkseer rotating to come to defend the tower. Same thing happened, of course, for the Nature's Prophet, so it goes for both sides. But they could try that again, and then try to, you know, already anticipate on the movement and come in from behind. Come in from behind and try to get a gank going. Try to kill off the Nature's Prophet, or on the, of course, Nature's Prophet on the top lane, or try to kill off the Keeper of Light and the Darkseer on the bottom lane. And that's something that we might see happening. Of course, with that smoke, it's an easy way to bypass that newly placed ward that Awake already placed. We also have a new ward placed by First Departure, which is in the mid lane, indicating that they want to go for some action. We had some pinks going off on Keeper of the Light. I mean, he's only level 3. Dragonite, unfortunately, doesn't have mana, nor his bottle, nor his Dragon form. So can't just go kill off that Keeper of Light just yet. Maybe with help of the Chen, if he gets a new creep. I mean, he only has one at the moment. And it's an Ursa that's on half HP. Not really ideal, but there's no... Let's see what kind of creeps he's able to pick up. Maybe he can pick up the Wild Wing. That would be okay, I guess. Would be nice-ish. And actually, this one is... This camp is coming from here. But a Wild Wing is... Oh, it's still not ideal to take a target down. Like, it's not really a kill creep. You kind of have to have... Maybe... Well, Ursa or Hellbear Smasher is awesome. Same thing goes for Centaur, of course. Troll Warlord, though. That's even better. And better yet, that's also awesome because if they actually get a gank going, and if they are able to take down the target, they can instantly get those Skeleton Warriors up and just continue pushing with those. And, you know, they might be little and they might die very fast, but they actually have quite a lot of damage to their name. So they should not be underestimated. We're still waiting for Boombell to come back. What was the name? They're calling. Just to see what's up with the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain, who is supposed to be the one to stop the push incoming from First Departure. Which at some point will come in. That's their thing. With a Dragonite, Nature's Prophet, Chen. The first 3 pickups for First Departure. 3 very heavy pushers. Awake countering it though. I mean, Darkseer, Jakiro, strong push. Counter push, that is. And they're gonna try to delay the game as long as they need to get that Phantom Lancer up to farm. Phantom Lancer, who's doing actually really well, and I think there's something in the courier for him. Yeah. He has actually got his drums ready, which is very nice because if you go for drums very early on, it kind of means that you're not afraid to fight. You're gonna be ready should people come for you. And that is all the more, all tailoring towards that moment where First Departure is gonna say, hey, we're ready. We're gonna 5-man this up. Well, 4-man maybe if Weaver doesn't come straight away, but Weaver will then be split pushing. Anyway, we're still having a pause, unfortunately for us. Still waiting for Boombell to return. Still no kills on the board. I guess we've seen it worse, as in less kills happening. But I'm thinking that when kills start happening, they'll keep coming. I'm hoping for it, and I know you are too. But we have Boomball back. So the unpause happens. And the ones that we are gonna have to keep an eye out for is this Chen, who has got that smoke in his inventory. And of course a Rubik there, who is level 5 already. This is actually something that I need to point out. The levels on these supports. We've got a Rubik that is level 5. I know Chen is not really a support, but we can compare him to one in terms of farm. Level 4 might not be that ideal, but he has boots, that's all he needs. And they're up against a Jakiro that is still level 3 and a Keeper of Light level 4. So supports of First Departure, the levels are just doing really well. More effective farming going on for First Departure. Lobby getting a lot of experience in that jungle. And they will try to push the tower again. QQ already coming back up front, seeing if he can find someone, but time lapses himself back towards the right side of the tower. But then again, no disables coming out from Awake. I mean, that's something that they miss regardless in their lineup. Well, I say miss, and I know that they have Ice Paths, and Vacuum Ice Path is still very strong, but that's the only real disable that they have. They're gonna need to have that Queen of Pain at some point to build a Scythe of Ice, because they need something to disable Dragonite at some point. Well, maybe Ice Paths will work. We don't know just yet. Disable a plenty on First Departure. I mean, Dragon Tail, that's a very strong one. There we go. Speak of the devil. Let's see how far I can get here. Breathe fire, blink away. The poison is still ticking though. He's gonna die. No, he's not. Yeah. Oh, actually, it's not lethal. What am I talking about? Lucky Boombell. Non-lethal, lethal poison from Polozon. Sorry. False alarm, false alarm. Invisibility room picked up by Queen of Pain though. That might be cause for alarm for Polozon. We do have supports coming in though, smoked and all. It's a mid lane where action is gonna happen. Boombell still sitting on very low HP. He's got 2 bottle charges left though. And of course with... Oh, Sentry Ward goes down. They know that he's there. Because they have seen him pick up that rune. And he's standing there. 1 Dragon Tail, 1 Telekinesis. He is so dead. That's gonna be first blood. Polozon takes it home still. And that's just gonna be a little bit of overconfidence from Awake. Assuming that they don't have wards up there. Assuming that First Departure is not prepared. And look at this. A Troll Warlord. Skeletons are there. Polozon might not have Dragon form. But this tower is in a world of pain. And at the same time, Awake now has to split their resources in terms of counter push. Because bottom lane is getting pressured as well. And as a result, they actually aren't able to save either tower. Because we've got both towers going down. QQQ will pick this one up. Attempt to deny. And successful deny for the Keeper of the Light. But that is still a tower down though, and that's still something that First Departure is going to be happy about. Gold going their way. And the first step has been made. First kill has been made as well on the Queen of Pain, the most important target as this moment. You might say it's the Phantom Lancer, but you know, that time bomb is going to keep on ticking. That Phantom Lancer will keep on farming. But that Queen of Pain is the one to slow the game down. And if she's dead, she can't slow the game down. You can push towers, and there's nothing that can stop you from doing so. So, very successful there. And looks like we're gonna have maybe another go. We have got Lobby with another smoke in his inventory, and he stole Blink. He's level 6. He got himself the double damage from before Boombell could. And that's a really powerful tool, the Blink that he stole. Initiate, like if you are the one that wants to push, you are the one that wants to initiate. And initiation with a Rubik that can blink in and telekinesis on the target that is most likely to stop anything from happening is insanely powerful. But the smoke, oh, that was actually the Sonic Wave killing off Hana that came to defend mid lane. But we have a smoke up for First Departure. They're going towards the top lane, and they want to take down the Phantom Lancer this time. Let's see. Telekinesis, dust already there. In comes a Dragon Tail. Phantom Lancer. Goner. Chen, scripted. Takes him down. Test of faith. Can they take something in return for this is the question. Can they continue to push on towards the tower with the Dragon form, with still the Skuntas there, and with Hana TPing in? They should be able to take this tower, and that will be the last tier 1 tower standing on the side of Awake. First Departure, they've begun their death roll. And the thing is, Awake, what can they do? They know that they cannot fight right now, so they're gonna try to counter push. They're trying to take down a little bit of the mid-tier 1 tower, but so far, no luck just yet. And I say death roll, but this is only with 4 people. Split push happening. QQQ is still free farming on this bottom lane. And of course, getting that extra gold from those towers is really welcome from him right now. And he's actually TPing in. Telekinesis there, Dragon Tail. They want to go for Boom Bell again. In comes a blink away. Might be able to stay alive, but QQQ already landed the bugs. The vision is there, looking for a target. Ice Path, not gonna happen. Jakiro dead. Bergkamp stunned up, killed off. That's gonna be another kill added to the board. 4 for 1. In comes Toy. Toy, what are you doing? He runs, and wisely so, because he is out of his league at the moment. They can't stop this. They can't fight this. They need to distract First Departure by split pushing. Try to farm faster. Try to take down their own towers to give Phantom Lancer some extra bit of gold, because he needs it. He needs it bad. In the meantime, QQQ picked himself up the ultimate orb. I mean, he's happily farming. He's already got 1400 gold. I'm actually quite curious to see if he still goes for the standard build Lincolns, which is, you know, something that you normally see on every Weaver. But in this situation, the way this game is going, maybe Manta style wouldn't be that bad. Just to help with the split push. That's all. Give him some extra damage. I mean, he's not dying. Ah, never mind. He picked up a Ring of Health. That's gonna be spelling the Lincoln Sphere for him. In the meantime, Keeper of Light trying to build a mechanism for his team. They desperately need it too, because the way this is going First Departure, they're gonna be trying to steamroll them, and they need some way to keep themselves up, to endure the burst damage that First Departure can put on them. In the meantime, Scripted, 2 trolls right here. Doesn't have anybody with him though. Just by himself. Also going for the mechanism for his team. Level 7 for him right now. I mean, level wise, everybody of First Departure is doing really well. I mean, this is the gold graph, which is already going very well in the favor of First Departure. Over 4k with 13 minutes into the game. But 5k experience at this point is very important, especially on those supports. And not just supports, but Darkseer. Also a hero that just needs that experience to be able to actually participate and actually counter push properly. Be level 10, level 11, have that Darkseer wall up. Vacuum into it, make sure that they cannot push, make sure that First Departure gets stopped, gets slowed down. In the meantime, Darkseer goes down the bottom lane. Nature's Prophet Ultimate helping with that as well, but the Dragon Tail, Dragon Form was the main issue. Hand of God going through Sonic Wave, hit on Scripted. Scripted still alive for now though, he doesn't have a Hand of God anymore, goes down. Lobby though, he is a one-man army right now. Oh, he gets put in an ice path and he will end up going down without taking down Aff, even though he was very close to doing so. 2 kills go on the way of Awake, 2 kills that they desperately needed as well. And I said what could stop them. Well, First Departure splitting up definitely stops them. Oh, Toy, careful there. Is there still another dust? No, no dust. There's a Shadow Blade up on Dragon Knight though. Haste Rune picked up by Boom Bell.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And Awake, they have one job, trying to stop First Departure from pushing in. So far so good. Oh well, I say so far so good. The tier 2 tower still went down after that kill of the Darkseer, fair enough. So even though they lost 2 heroes, 2 support-ish heroes with Chen there as well, they did take down the Darkseer and took a tower with that. So it's not that bad of a trade for First Departure at all, don't get me wrong. But it's a little bit of extra gold that Awake gets. And that's something that they need right now. They need their core items, they need their levels. And yeah, they know that they're going to lose their towers. They probably know that they're going to lose their other tier 2 towers as well before they even have a chance to get back into the game. The question is, how much can they get before that happens? And looks like we have... Well, actually, it looks like Keeper of Light will then just go for a pipe. Because Bergkamp started building a mechanism as well. And he actually almost has it ready. Pipe wouldn't be bad either, to be fair. Nature's Prophet Ultimate, Rubik. Cannot be underestimated. The amount of burst damage coming through from First Departure. They have smoked up again, as we can see. Looking for a target. Dragon Form is there. Going for the Shadow Blade. Going for the Dragon Tail. Find himself the Darkseer. In comes Lobby as well with the Telekinesis. No hope for running for Bergkamp. Tries to surge himself out, but goes down before he can. Chen with the last hit. In comes Toys. Gets himself out of there with a double walk. In the meantime, tier 2 tower under siege. Nothing really that Awake can do. Like I said, they know that they are gonna lose their towers. The question is, what can they do? What can they get in return? Oh, looking for the Dragon Tail. Finds it up on the Queen of Pain. Dual Breath. Or, well, basically breathe the fire up onto. Boombell goes down. Nice ice path, but this time Queen of Pain's already dead, so no follow-up. Illuminates our attempt at Pelozan will actually get sent away. They take the tower back off after killing off the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain, who at the moment still building towards the BKB. And yeah, that's a nice item. Will help her not get disabled. Still try to throw out her stunts. But the downside is her burst damage is losing value fast because it doesn't really scale as well with the way First Departure is growing right now. So the question is, how much can she actually do? But I guess her job is to hold the fort, slow First Departure down. Time will tell. Time will tell indeed. Meantime, Toy, 800 gold in his name. He's died once only so far. He's got 107 last hits. He's got 1 kill, and his net worth is, I mean, it's not too bad, but there's 2 people that are higher than him. And that are 2 people that are pretty scary at the moment. Actually, sorry, let's rephrase that. 3 people that are higher right now and 3 people that are very scary. Nature's Prophet, the one that was shut down fairly early on, now picked himself up a Shadow Blade. And of course, we already saw his Hand of Midas. And we already talked about it a little bit as well during the pause. He got that Hand of Midas. And he just got himself back up to speed. Get himself back up on top of that net worth graph. And Queen of Pain, with the Gem of True Sight, of course, maybe looking for a Weaver. Weaver at the moment is one of the still more squishier targets. Lincoln's is ready though, so he has to be careful about that one. But in a way, might be able to take him down. Let's see how... Oh, Sonic Wave, Scream. You might be able to take him down. Is there any vision? Of course there is. There's a Gem of True Sight. Pelozan looking to run. Let's see if Boombell can chase this. Scream. That's a kill. Nice kill as well. In comes the Weaver though. Looks to take down F. Looks to be able to do it as well. That's going to be 1 kill. Ice Path still hits. But Boombell, he can't do anything. He's actually going to be able to blink away right now. Needs to as well. They can't fight anymore. Burkamp sprouted up. In comes QQ. They want to avenge their fallen Dragon Knight. Burkamp, he is actually about to go down. Double kill for QQ. Scripted. Getting a lance in the face. Uses mechanism. Get himself back up to speed. Lobby. Gets surged up. Maybe looking for telekinesis still. It's on cooldown for now. But they get himself a Darkseer in return for that Dragon Knight. It's not an ideal trade, but it will be if they get a tier 2 tower with this as well. This is of course the last outer tower standing on the side of Awake. And in comes the Illuminate. Trying to clean out the creeps, but with the levels, I guess, well, Keeper of Light, he is actually level 9. It's decent, has level 4 of Illuminate. He needs to throw that out. Every single chance he has. Doesn't have that much chance to get mana up on his teammates that way though, but hey, that's not important at the moment. Not important at all. Regen rune for the Weaver goes back top. They know where they are. Pings go off. There's no wards there though, that's just intuition. Actually, Pelozan gets scouted out again. Still that gem. But this time, they would be walking into a tier 1 tower. They can't chase that. Even if they would be able to get the Dragon Knight, walking into a tier 1 tower, just a chance of having everybody TP on top of their heads, it's not a welcoming sight. Hana in the meantime, 2k gold already. We just saw him purchase a Shadow Blade and then he was like cleaned out. He already has got 2k gold again and his net worth is just climbing fast. Double damage rune picked up by Boombell. Still building towards that BKB. We have a smoke up for Scripted and Lobby and of course a bunch of creeps. With a troll. Maybe they will be able to find out the real Phantom Lancer, but the real Phantom Lancer is actually on the other side of the jungle, so they won't get it just yet. They, of course, were checking to see which one of the illusions was gonna break their smoke, but none did. They now have found out the Keep of Light is still around here. Illuminates will fly, but it's not enough. Not enough at all. Mechanism will heal them right back up again. There's already a sentry ward down here, just in case Toy overextends. Ice Path will try to help fortification as well. They won't have a fortification for Rex or tier 3 now though if First Departure continues going with it. If they win a fight right here, they might lose more than just a tier 3. Tier 2. We do have a tier 1 tower going down. Queen of Pain able to pick that gold up there in the mid lane. Diffusal Blade ready on the Phantom Lancer, but fighting potential still very far away for Awake. We have the gold graph going towards the 10k. First Departure dominating this game so far. And for Awake, it's still about just trying to hold on. In the meantime, we do have Queen of Pain with a double damage rune picking up the Nature's Prophet. Those Shadow Blades won't save you now. And of course the Sprout for Nature's Prophet normally sprouts and TPs himself out into the Sprout. Doesn't really help against the Queen of Pain because she can just blink in there with you. And with that kill, she finishes up her BKB. It's still not over for Awake though. I mean, it looks pretty bad for them. I can't deny that. It's just the case. So let's see though. Dragon Tail, Jakiro already got the surge. Tries to fly away, won't be able to do so. QQQ with a mega kill streak right now. Hasn't died yet. Has got 5 kills. Has been in 8 out of the 10 kills. QQQ doing really well for himself. Together with the Keeper of the Light. He's the only one that hasn't died yet. The Keeper of Light, of course, not even in his team. Pretty impressive that this Keeper of Light hasn't died yet, by the way. Roshan, logical choice for first departure after taking out all the outer towers. They can take down Roshan with the Aegis. Have a bit of margin of error with trying to push up the high ground if they try to go for some tier 3s. But Awake still farming their Phantom Lancer, and that's something. I mean, it's still taking time. It's not going too well. Fair enough, but they're not out of this yet. Let's see if they can do something. And BKB gets turned on. Looking for a kill. Roshan still goes the way of the Radiant, and Weaver picks up the Aegis. Nice vacuum into the Illuminate, but the Hand of God makes sure that everybody's back up again. Darkseer will be the first one to drop. Might be the only one to drop though, as Awake jumps himself out of the fight. Ice Path will try to hold the rest back as well. QQQ looking for F. Might be, and we'll find it. We'll definitely find it. F cannot live through that one. In comes a Dragon Tail up on the Phantom Lancer. Sprouts there as well. Hana though gets picked up by the Queen of Pain. But the Phantom Lancer going down is the more grave error there. It is Awake that is back into their base, and they only have 2 heroes left alive. One, of course, right now, the most important one. It is the Keeper of Light. Illuminates. They have to be sent out continuously to try and slow this push down. Queen of Pain without a Sonic Wave can't really do too much. Has got a Sonic Wave now again. Might try to throw it out just to make sure that like people back off. In comes the Sonic Wave, still hits on the Weaver. Oh, Timeless just in time. That's exactly what I was talking about during the draft. A Weaver and a Queen of Pain. It's brilliant to try and burst down that Weaver before he can Timeless. But if he survives that burst damage, if he is far enough ahead, which at this point he obviously is, then that burst is not going to be enough anymore. And QQQ, living proof of it. And even, I mean, he wouldn't have died. He had an Aegis still. But he saves his Aegis, and this will allow First Departure to go for another just head-on push to try and take down a tier 3, and perhaps even more if Awake tries to fight them and fails. Lobby, 1900 gold. We're gonna have a Blink Dagger on our hands soon for this support Rubik. I'm kind of curious to see what this Phantom Lancer is going to go for. If Toy wants to still go for Radiance, which is fair enough, it might be kind of old-fashioned, but I wouldn't be surprised to see it. Especially with these kind of pushes. If Awake can draw out the fights to be very long, and Toy can be in there with the Radiance, that's a very good way to do things. And of course, Illusions will be able to push out the lanes, so if First Departure is pushing down 1 lanes with all 5, then the Illusions of the Phantom Lancer will at some point force them back. I would actually like to see that, but I actually think that Toy is going to be in some trouble. They had no dust with ganking him? In comes a Dragon Tail, they do now. Toy still alive for now, tries to run for it, and he is able to do just that. No, in comes QQQ, Ice Path that walks right into it. QQQ time-lapse himself out of that, goes for the Queen of Pain instead, who turned on her BKB back inside the base as well. Nobody dies. Nobody dies. Which is, of course, awesome for Awake. Not so awesome for First Departure, but they are still able to split push, still able to take down the tier 3 tower in the mid lane. No fortification just yet for another couple of seconds. 4 seconds until Awake has got it again. Illuminate almost takes down QQQ. He still has, nice, I was gonna say, he still has an Aegis. Nice Ice Path up in Pollution into the vacuum. BKB turned on. Ice Path turned around by the Rubik. In comes the Dust. They're still trying to take down the Dragonite. Dragonite wants to go for Bird Camp though, and Bird Camp mechanism keeps him up. They run away. They still don't die. They hold on. In comes more Ice Path from Lobby, but the Diffusal Blade will slow him down. Rax will end up dropping. The First Departure, they got what they came for, and they back out. Nobody dying. The sustain on these teams is insane. In comes the Sonic Wave. Down goes Scripted. That is the only kill this game, or this fight. I say that, in comes QQQ though, but no, he's not able to get a kill right there up on Boombell. But it's not over. This is only one Rex, and we see the potential. Like, okay, first, let's just chop it up into pieces. First half of the game, Awake got destroyed. They lost fights if they went toe-to-toe with First Departure. No doubt about that. That was just the case. So now, they might not be able to win fights, but they're able to survive. And that is pretty big. Especially if you have your Phantom Lancer on your team, who now picked himself up a Reaver, so that will be a heart. We'll just be going for survivability. No extra damage, just survivability. Survive those team fights, outlast First Departure. And in the end, you should be able to get some kills. The question is, where are they going to get their damage from, though? And it might still be that that's the Queen of Pain. Let's hope it's not. Because, as we already saw earlier, I mean, it's a nice amount of damage, don't get me wrong, but it's not enough. And they don't really have that many disables either to try and, you know, take down, for example, Dragonite that's not BKB'd. The only thing they have is an Ice Path, which is working out nicely. Their vacuum into anything Jakiro does, basically, is working out nicely. And we see that first Departure as well as being maybe a little bit more cautious. They don't have an Aegis anymore, and they don't want to risk just banging their heads against the stone wall that won't budge. Taking down the Ancients, let's see what new items they have. They have the BKB, down to 8 seconds, not a new item, I know. 2300 gold up for Pelozon. We already saw the Desolator up on the Weaver as well. No new items there just yet either. And let's take a look at the Rubik. Yeah, the Blink Dagger was there. We already said that a moment ago. We actually have got Awake. It's coming out of the base a little bit. That's something that you kind of can consider risky. Of course, the Phantom Lancer has to get out of his base because he needs to farm. But it's still quite risky to get out of your base when there is this much initiation power on First Departure. And of course, the Blinking Rubik, the Shadowblade Dragonite. It's scary things. And of course, Dragonite has now got a gem of his own as well, just to make sure that that Phantom Lancer won't be able to run away. We have a Force Staff up on... Whoa, that was a solo kill. Nature's Prophet got picked up. Split pushing, not gonna happen. That means that First Departure will again be slowed down on their push. Queen of Pain is doing her job. In comes the Dragonite. He's gonna try to push that lane back out again because, I mean, someone has to do it. And of course, hey, free gold. Who doesn't want that? But yeah, Keeper of Light with a Force Staff, really nice for him. Still hasn't died yet this game. Of course, same thing goes for the Weaver. 7-0-4. So doing really fine. Got the Queen of Pain picking up the Illuminate or the Ultimate Orb. And of course, Scythe of Ice is going to be something to look out for. Scythe of Ice is going to be something that he needs. And of course, there's a BKB up on the Dragonite, but it's already down to 8 seconds. By the time that the Scythe of Ice is ready, it's gonna be down to maybe 5 even. 4 perhaps, if he's lucky. Oh, Toy. Has to be careful there. It's the real one. He knows that. As soon as does he know it, does he think he can take it down? Apparently not. That Invis rune helping him out. More Illuminates being charged up. See a drawing on the minimap from the Keeper of the Light. They might try that they think that First Departure might try to go via the mid lane onto the bottom lane. They're gonna see it though. First Departure. Have they been stopped? That's the question. I mean, we're 30 minutes in. Phantom Lancer, you cannot underestimate it. I mean, there was this whole period of time where Phantom Lancer was the hero to... Oh, that's not an illusion. Pelozon getting it wrong. Is it back out now? Gets mana leaked. Force Staffed into... Force Staffed aggressively. Goes for another Dragon Tail. Up on the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain, Telekinesis. Queen of Pain, dead! That is already one down. Buys back though. Hand of God helps out First Departure. As we see Toy already running away as well. Gem picked up by the Jakiro. Queen of Pain blinks in, turns on her BKB, goes for a Sonic Wave, cleans out Lobby, and hits on Pelozon as well, tries to run for it. In comes Toy. Of course, a gem is back on the Jakiro, but they don't have the vision just yet. TP's out from everybody at First Departure. Pelozon very low in the jungle though. What would you give for a Bloodseeker right now? Just to know exactly where he is. But they don't. But they did. I wouldn't say win that fight, but they didn't lose it. Yeah, they got themselves the buyback on the Queen of Pain, which is a pretty big thing because it slows down her Scythe of Ice. But they didn't get a tier 3. They didn't get racks. They didn't get a ranged racks even. The creep wave pushing in on the top lane got stopped. This is in fact a win for Awake. This is them showing, hey, we can fight back, we can take you on, we can make you back off. We are not out of this just yet. We have a Phantom Lancer. And he's doing Phantom Lancer things. As Darkseer goes down to the Nature's Prophet, just getting picked off. Just getting picked off real fast there. Nature's Prophet with the not Scythe of Ice, but with the Orchid. 2,800 gold already to his name. I have to just point out though that Hana, even though, I mean, he's farming awesome and he's doing really well and he's a Nature's Prophet, he should be able to do this even after a bad start, but Awake, they've got 9 kills. 4 of those are up on this Nature's Prophet. He's playing some risky games, but in fact he has to, because the times that it's been successful has been more than worth it. Of course, the split push is what I'm talking about. In the meantime, first departure back to farming. There's one big advantage that they have in this game that is still going for them, is that they have the map control. Oh. They're gonna try and go take down this Queen of Pain. In comes a Dragon Tail Weaver. There is enough damage there and the gem gets dropped. That will mean that there's no gem anymore on Awake and that Pelozan actually has 2. But at least it also means that that Weaver is gonna be safe. This could mean a chance to push him for first departure. They know that the buyback on Queen of Pain is on cooldown. And that Queen of Pain basically is going to be useless for another 50 seconds. So this could be first departure's moment to do something. But the push on the bottom lane is a little bit slower. We'll buy some time for the Queen of Pain to get back up. It still will be tier 3 tower. That might take some harassment though, depending on how well Awake can actually push this back. In the meantime, QQQ already pushing on the tier 3 top. Dragon Tail goes up on Toy. Pelozan completely out of mana. And actually gets a Fusible, gets stunned up with a mana leak. Turns on his BKB, looks to go for a target. Can't find one though, targets the tower instead. Fortification is there. In the meantime, on the top lane, there's only one Jakiro pushing down the Nature's Prophet as well as the Weaver, which is, yeah, not really going to be that successful. So the tier 3 tower drops. So this is a split push, a successful one at that. Nature's Prophet ultimate still bouncing through. They go for the racks. TP in from the Jakiro again. Illuminate as well. Hana might actually go down. Is there enough damage? Hand of God tries to help out, but they don't have a gem anymore. They don't see them. QQQ. Lincoln's already popped. Doesn't have a time lapse anymore. Taylor turns on his BKB and time lapses out, but it's not in time. He goes down.
I almost missed you.
And that is a massive blow to first departure. But you could say it might actually be worth it because the barracks are down. Tier 3 is down. There's only one full set of racks still left standing. And of course, in the meantime, the ranged racks in the mid lane got taken down as well. That's just the power of the creeps. In the first departure, now go for a long siege on the bottom lane. The same thing might happen on the top lane, and then you only have that one set of Rex left standing. First departure might yet be successful in their push strat before that Phantom Lancer is too big to do anything about it. He has got the heart complete, but needs to build for some damage. Awake will go for some Aegis though. Try to go take the Roshan down. There's a ward here for first departure, so they know that this is happening, and they will try to counter it. They will try to do something with it. The question is, will they be in time? They don't have a Weaver. They won't have a Weaver. Telekinesis up on the Queen of Pain. Encompass Explosion, Dragon Tail, and Boombell turns on his BKB. Still alive. Ice Bath comes in, misses. And the BKB turned on is cause for first departure to back off. They know the Roshan is not down yet. Still though. Maybe Pelozan is gonna try. Or maybe he's just gonna try to fight the Keeper of Light. He sees him though. He walked through his sentry ward. So 4 staff away. Pelozan done chasing. Goes back. Roshan only taken down about 80 or 70%, which is not that low. There goes the sentry ward. Pelozan, he is very confident. He just goes into the Roche pit, thinking he'll survive anyway. Maybe knowing he'll survive anyway. The BKB is almost off cool. It's actually already off cooldown again though. That's what you get. 6 seconds BKB. 5 second BKB on the Queen of Pain. Almost back off again as well. Roshan still standing in the meantime. This is what happens. If you leave your base for too long and you don't have Rack standing, Oh, Hacks. They go for the Queen of Pain. In comes Pelozon as well. Mechanism will try to help out. Vacuum as well. Pelozon not able to get his Queen of Pain. In comes a Dragon to Phantom Lancer. What are you doing? Blink back forward. Boombell goes down. Toy goes down. And Hana survives. That's the one that they wanted to go for. They go for the Jakiro next. There's not that much request there. Burkamp, another one. Gets dropped back into enemy lines by the telekinesis of Lobby and goes down. The only one surviving is the one that still hasn't died yet the entire game. It is the Keeper of the Light. Illuminates are needed though, but I'm not sure if it's gonna be enough. There are no buybacks on the board. Actually, there's one for the Darkseer, but the GG well played already called. They cannot defend this first departure, get the win, and get ahead. Of course, Awake and First Departure sitting at the same score. At 3 for 3. 3 wins, 3 losses in the Rapture Gaming League. And right now, we're going to have First Departure sitting on 4 wins and Awake sitting on 4 losses. So far, First Departure getting ahead in the rankings. And we're going to see if we're going to have another game. Because that is our question. Because it's actually not a guaranteed game yet. I will find out. There is a chance that Rising Stars was not able to get 5. We know that Orange did have 5. But Rising Stars versus Orange should be the next matchup. Depending if Rising Stars is here and can play or not, or if they're gonna forfeit their game. Stick around as I find that out, and of course, thank you for joining me.